I think so. That's almost 200 games for me as a head coach. We're getting closer and closer, and I think that's the first time. I don't know how many. I have to go back and count athletic directors that I had. I think Mark might be my 7th or 8th athletic director. And I think that's the first time in 200 games I've ever been introduced by my boss at a post-game press conference. So we're going to have to give John Fuller a hard time when we find him. We will celebrate victories for sure, and I'm very happy that we came out focused, even though we were favored in this game. So that was certainly good to get off to a good start, to force them to punt early, to block the punt, to turn that play into points, and then a couple subsequent drives where we were able to add to our lead was good to see. We were able to establish the run even though they were overloading the box. So I was pleased about that. And then there were plenty of stops on defense. There were some good special teams plays, but then there were plenty of miscues and fundamental things that we didn't do. We had some untimely penalties on special teams that erased big returns. So in all three phases, whether it was some fits on the perimeter on defense or some missed tackles on offense, our perimeter blocking in some cases, our throwing and catching in some cases, and then on special teams, the couple penalties on returns that stood out. There's certainly plenty of things to clean up, and I think our guys know that. I think they're happy about the win, but a sign of a mature team is taking these things in perspective and understanding that we're very, very much a work in progress right now. This was a team that we physically mismatched today, and that's not going to be the case beginning next week. So we've got a lot to clean up here, and that starts with the coaching staff early tomorrow morning, and then with the guys taking an honest look at this tomorrow afternoon, and then turning around, coming in here Tuesday and starting to get ready for Kent. So in the meantime, we are definitely going to have a smile on our face, but a lot of work to be done here.
Pete, you weren't here a little while ago when UB lost a couple of these games. It must be, under any circumstance, heartening that it looked like you guys took it seriously and did the job right from play one. Is that the case?
Absolutely. And one of our mantras around here is respect all, fear none. And so if you're playing Minnesota, you're playing St. Francis, you're playing anybody else on the schedule, they're nameless, faceless opponents, and we try to prepare the same way. I promise you, I was as intense at the special teams walkthrough this morning in the hotel as I was last week out in Minnesota, and I will be again at Kent State next week. So that's how we roll. We don't approach opponents a lot differently. Yes, you have different plans of attack in all three phases, but the mentality doesn't change, the approach doesn't change, and that's the sign of a team and a program that has taken baby steps forward, that they came out of the gate ready to go and didn't approach this game any differently.
And you mentioned the defense first, but thoughts about just the team offense today, especially LJ in the first half with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they were packing the box pretty good, playing a lot of bear front, and we were still trying to find ways to run it and stay on schedule. I thought we did a pretty good job with that. We completed some passes, which was good to see too. We got the quarterback run game going, which was encouraging. We still need to throw and catch a little bit better. We had some technique issues out on the perimeter. I think we need to get more physical out on the perimeter, so that'll be a point of emphasis this week because we have some guys that if we can get the ball to them out in space, that can get some yards out there. So that's an area of the offense that needs to get better between this week and next week.
Quan comes in and did a lot of good things, obviously. Seems like that's the sort of performance that he can take and carry into the next few games.
Yeah.
New program and all that.
Absolutely. He's the great thing about him is that he's a competitor. He's got that good balance of wanting to compete, but also taking ownership when things don't go well, but not getting too down on himself if he misses a throw. His body language is good and so on. So we just need to keep working on our rhythm and our efficiency on offense and keep gravitating towards the things that he can do well for us. The entire offense is a work in progress, but we did come out of this game obviously getting the run game going, which was good to see. I'm sorry, you had a question in the back.
For sure. You mentioned earlier that you guys physically outmatched them. How encouraging is it that you guys still took care of business and you could have like let up a little bit, but still took care of it?
Yeah, I think that all goes back to the quality of the young men that we have in the program and the culture that we're trying to build. And we try not to approach any day differently. We know what day of the week it is, and that tells us what we're doing that day. But who we're playing, shouldn't change a lot. So our routine. We actually stayed at a new hotel for this game, so there was a little bit of getting used to our surroundings, which we'll be more comfortable in for the next home game. But really, other than that, it was just business as usual for us.
You guys obviously have 10 starters back on defense, which in college football this day is more than unusual. It's practically unheard of. Can you just see the continuity from year to year develop as we start off this season? You feel like that has helped you get off to a better start?
We definitely feel like that's the strength of our team, and a big part of it is the experience that we have back. Very grateful that those guys all came back, because some of them have already gotten their degree and didn't need to stay here, but they like each other, they like their coaches, they like coming into the building every day, and so we're enjoying this time together. But that being said, they're very self-critical and hard in a good way on each other. They're demanding of each other, and they want to play at a really, really high level. And so I'm sure they'll come in here tomorrow and be very focused on what they can do to get better.
Thoughts on Kent State next week?
Well, it's championship game number 1, because you only get 8 of those and they all matter the same. So here we go. It's an early conference game, and similar to last year when we played Northern Illinois early. So we've got a lot of people talk about improving from week 1 to week 2, but we've got to take a big jump here from week 2 to week 3.
And you probably don't know that Troy is leading Clemson at halftime.
Well, I'm not shocked, because Troy beat a very good Nichols team last week. They're a very good FCS team, and I don't know what the Kent score was, but I know they won their first game. So we're going to just take it day by day and one game at a time, and obviously the Kent State game is as big as any.
Local guy, James McNeil.
Yeah.
Got in there late. Just thoughts about, what has he done for you to trust him, putting him in there late?
Yeah, very proud of James. He also played some special teams today, and he was having a very promising preseason last year and had a very unusual foot injury and really wasn't ready to go until the bowl game. And he took advantage of those bowl practices to start to get back. He had a good spring, and I'm excited to see him carry the ball and get his first collegiate touchdown. He did carry some in the bowl game, if I'm not mistaken. John can, but we were able to redshirt him last year, which is great, and now he's at a point where he's helping us on special teams. He's competing at running back. So he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Coach.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Okay, have a good night.
Questions?
I guess just for all 3 of you guys, just thoughts about the win today, especially in the home opener.
You want me to go? Yeah. It's always good to get a win, especially at home. St. Francis, they're a good team, so, this was a good win for us. We came in, it was consistent. We kind of showed, good things on both offense and defense and special teams. But it's always a good thing to get a win, especially at home.
Just to piggyback off of what Kobe said, it's hard to win a college football game. So whenever you do that, it's a great feeling. But I mean, just like every other game, we just got to get back to the drawing board, watch the tape, and get better.
It was definitely good to see the things that we did, offense, defense, and special teams in practice, and have it show up today. So that was definitely exciting to see.
Daquan, personally, was it nice just to have a game like this where a lot of things went right in terms of your fitting in with the rest of the offense and coming together so early in the season? It must be good for positive reinforcement.
Of course, it was great to just see the team on all three phases just to come together and ultimately get that win. I mean, that's the only stat that matters.
And I guess Kobe just thoughts about just the team defense. You guys almost held them to a shot, but just what were you guys doing so well on that side of the ball?
Well, I give credit to Coach Bowen and to my position coach, Coach Dunning. Just being consistent. That was the thing that we wanted to be this week. As far as we played Minnesota last week, so we wanted to go in and we took St. Francis very seriously because Coach Bowen always say it doesn't matter who you play, you just got to show up and play. So that was kind of our mindset. This week, practice we took it very seriously. We wanted to be physical, we wanted to dominate up front, and I think that we did a good job at doing that. Mal, Cornell, Wallow, Souza Jr., Dev, all them boys, they showed up today. So I think we did really good.
And Andre, just thoughts about just you. I mean, the first half, you had 2 touchdowns. Seemed like one of the best games of your career. Just thoughts about what you were seeing on the field today.
To be honest, I was just seeing everything that we did in practice. I know I keep saying the same thing, but it's good to just see us run the same plays over and over again throughout the week and just see it happen in game and have it execute. So it's definitely fun.
You've got 10 starters back on defense, which is really rare. Can you does everybody just feel so comfortable at this point after playing together so much that it's kind of a carryover from last year and it's a good feeling?
Yes, sir. I feel like we meshed really well together. Coming off last year, it's like muscle memory now. It's like we gel so good because we've been here. We was here last year with each other, and now we're here this year, and we just practice. We're always, competing and trying to dominate, offense, trying to go against these boys right here every day. So, it's just good to see it show up on game day, But I say we really meshed really well, coming from last year to this year. But that credit goes to Coach Bowen, always bringing us together and telling us to be more consistent and telling us to communicate with each other. So that goes to him.
Just what was the offseason preparation like for this season? I mean, last week, I know not a moral victory, but you guys held pretty close to Minnesota. When you blow out a team like St. Francis today, what was the offseason preparation like entering the season for all three of you guys?
It's kind of the same as it was last year, just keep the main thing. Our strength program is really good with Coach Horton and Coach Riley. We come in, we work, and then we come in with the coaches, watch film and stuff like that. We're always doing something, and it's good that guys just come in here and just ready to work. We never have to tell guys to just come in. We're always here. We always want to get better, whether it's be watching film, putting in extra work, trying to go in the training room. Sometimes we get kicked out because we're always in there. So, it's just always good to have people support us, have our coaches and strength coaches support us, which is, good.
For me, this offseason was a little different compared to both of these guys because I was new to the team. So it was really mainly just trying to, get the trust of your teammates, get the trust of the coaching staff, and at the same time, master the playbook like the back of my hand. So it was different, but the ultimate goal was just to become close with the teammates, allow them to gain trust in me, and just show the coaches what I can do.
LJ, you're probably going to be reminded a couple of times that conference play starts next week.
Yes, sir.
What's that transition like for you, if anything at all? I'm sure every game's important and all that, but the conference games obviously have an extra little importance because that's what you're playing for.
The plan would be the same thing that we did this week. There's no change. We know that we have a game and we have 12 guaranteed, but they're all nameless, faceless opponents. So we definitely just treat every game the same and just lock in throughout the week. So, yeah.
Anything else for you guys? Great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.